So yesterday I was scrolling through my queue on Netflix and I decided I would give their new series, The OA, a watch, thinking I was in for a treat, a mystery adventure sort of like Stranger Things was. And unfortunately for me, I was very, very wrong. Okay, so slight disclaimer, I only watched about the first 15 minutes of the first episode and then I got incredibly bored and I skipped around a bit within the episode and watched about the last 15 minutes. I didn't see the ending of the first episode. It was 15 minutes near the end. But from that much time, I could tell that there was something very wrong with this show. To start off with, we're introduced to our main character, whose name I don't remember, but she goes by the OA, and that's the only thing she'll respond to for some reason. And we're introduced to her as she tries to jump off a bridge. So, apparently, she's been missing for 7 years, and she used to be blind. And her parents come back and find her, and they're so happy to see her. This is where the first major issue of the show becomes noticeable, and that is the acting. So the OA, that girl, whatever her real name was, I don't know, she, at the beginning, seemed like an okay actor, because she should be a little bit out of it and disoriented. She's been missing for 7 years, right? That was fine. And the nurse, obviously, is not a major character and just had to be there for the sake of being there. When we meet the parents, that's the issue. They are bad. Oh man, they are bad. If you had a reunion with your child who's been missing after 7 years, that would be such an emotional moment for you. This family, they don't do anything. They look a little bit surprised, but that's about it. Nothing more. And especially if this child has been blind and they're not blind anymore, you need to put some sort of emotion into that, some sort of shock or awe or just love, anything. These parents are so boring. And the parents being boring really reveals how boring the main character is. She seemed fine at the beginning. As we're getting a little bit into this show, who cares? I don't know, not me. Okay, so next issue. We get to a scene where they've just come home and the press is waiting for them at their house. So she's trying to sleep, and she can't sleep. The OA, I mean. She can't sleep. And she walks around her room, and she finds this, hidden knife or something, and she's playing with it, and it looks like she's gonna cut herself. And her mom comes in, and she's just like, oh, you couldn't sleep too? Can you not see that your daughter, who was missing for 7 years, is pondering using this knife to cut herself or stab herself? You don't know, and you're not even gonna react to that? She just pretends that she didn't see it. Maybe she wasn't supposed to have seen it, but the way that it's shot, she obviously saw it. They needed to at least cover it up a little bit better. They did a terrible job with that. That issue pops up a lot. They did not think things through. They just shot them and assumed that we're gonna believe that things that didn't actually happen did happen just because someone said so. So they're going for a walk late at night, and they see 2 other characters on a roof doing stunts or whatever. Now we've gotten enough of the characters, let me just go through my thoughts on all the characters that I saw. Bland. Bland, bland. Jeez, his hair is so bad. Pretty much a douchebag. She's kind of a douche also. Don't know, don't care. That's my rundown of all the characters I got, so pretty stacked cast you got there. And then we cut straight to just the worst part of the TV show, of the probably less than half an hour I watched. We're seeing the 2 kids on the roof, and they're talking about how, yeah, this girl's returned after 7 years, and they sound a little bit incredulous, but they're not too attached to her, so it makes sense, so that's fine. And then we smash cut straight to the one dude having sex with a girl in vivid fashion. This is absurdly explicit. I don't understand why they would do that. It doesn't help with his character development at all. If they wanted to do something with that these 2 have had sex or whatever, you could do it in a better way. You don't have to show everything. It's disturbing, and it really catches you off guard. That's not what I was looking for. And there's just so many things wrong with the scene too. I'm gonna list them all. So later on in the show, the girl will say that when they're having sex, he just looks at himself and he only cares about himself. We don't see that at all, so how should we have known that? Just because you say it doesn't mean it's true. Second, right in front of a window. a window to the street and multiple other houses, a sidewalk. No normal person is gonna do that in front of a window if they have any self-respect. Third, the dude's dad walks in on him naked, and that's just a completely normal thing for him, I guess. He doesn't react at all. All he says is, "Why is there a hole in my wall?" There's an explanation for the hole in the wall, I just don't care enough to explain it. If he had come in 2 minutes earlier, he would have caught his son having sex with this girl. Would that not have fazed him? Does he know? Because obviously they crossed paths. She just left like 20 seconds ago. How would they have not known? I don't... Also, as she's walking away, he's watching her through the window naked. Just, it's all out there. You can even see part of it, which is unnecessary. Really doesn't need to be in that show. Okay, so after that abysmal scene, I watched a couple more minutes. I don't remember what happens in those couple of minutes, and I skipped ahead about 50 minutes. It's like an hour and 10-minute episode, so no way was I gonna watch the whole thing. So I'm coming across a part that looks interesting, and I'm thinking, you know, if this is good, maybe I'll go back and watch the rest. Who knows? Basically, the OA is in her attic doing some sort of ritual or something where she's inviting 5 people in, and they have to have their doors to their actual houses. They have to leave their doors open before they arrive so that she can let them in. What? What does that mean? Basically, she has them close their eyes and imagine this story she's telling them. And she tells them that she was not originally blind. She was raised in Russia with this really rich dad. She got in some sort of a bus accident, which looks so stupid and fake, and the effects are just terrible. And then I stopped watching from there, because honestly, there was nothing to it. I have no idea how she gets from the bus accident to the other parents, and then from there she goes missing for 7 years and gets cured of blindness again, and then she has scars on her back. You know, I don't know, but I don't care enough to watch. It's not an intriguing mystery. When you watch Stranger Things, Eleven is an intriguing girl because she's a good character and she's surrounded by other good characters in that show. What this show attempts to do with the OA is the exact same thing, and it fails because she's bland and a pretty bad actress, and all the characters around her are the exact same. Further than the characters and the plot, I could go further into the blandness of this show. It's shot so boring. Like, you get a movie like, say, Batman v Superman. It has bad plot, and it gets quite a few of the characters wrong, but it's gorgeous to look at. Except for some of the CGI, it's pretty much a masterpiece with some of the fights and just the colorations. It's really well done. Oh, also there's no music, so I guess you expect me to sit through an hour and 10 minutes of conversations with no music, nothing to spice it up, indicate tone, mood, nothing like that. An hour 10 minutes of it, times like 8 episodes, 9 hours and 20 minutes. That's just a ballpark estimate, but not worth it. Now, the one thing that frustrates me the most about this is that it has good ratings. Now, I know it hasn't been out for long, so those are gonna go down. I can guarantee you they shouldn't stay up there. And I checked the ratings per episode to see if it got better after episode 1. They seem to be all about the same rating, which is a high 8.1-ish. Way too high for this show. The reason people are liking this is because it reminds them of Stranger Things, I think. That's what it's marketed as. It's marketed as a similar Stranger Things Netflix original, but it's got nothing to it. I think this is a case where people are watching a show that is pretentious, artsy, and thinks it's smart, and they're just getting stuck in those things, and they think it's great, and they make themselves keep watching it, and they're giving it high reviews because they think that it's great. I haven't seen any critics' reviews of this, and I believe that they would be incredibly low, because this show is pretentious. It is a disgrace to any great movie that has ever been made that people have not watched, and they're watching this instead and thinking it's good. It is not good. It might have a few crazy twists and turns and a intriguing mystery, but anything around that is pure, utter crap. And I've read online that the ending is bad and not worth your time, so that's my thoughts on the little bits of OA that I saw, and can we just not watch it and not allow pretentious crap like this to be made? The more you support this sort of thing, the more this sort of thing gets made, and good movies are harder and harder to find. So stay away from this. That's all. I had to rant about it. I barely saw it. It might be great afterwards. Who's to say? But the first episode should hook you, so. Anyways, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, anything else. And as always, steal the show. If you want to watch some other videos, links will be put here and here, or like somewhere in that area, and then subscribe button right about here, somewhere. Stay tuned. That's all. I had to rant about it. I barely saw it. It might be great afterwards. Who's to say? But the first episode should hook you, so. Anyways, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, anything else. And as always, steal the show. If you want to watch some other videos, links will be put here and here, or like somewhere in that area, and then subscribe button right about here, somewhere. Stay tuned.